Use the quads God gave you. Along this tree line behind me runs a creek. And of course on that creek are some beaver dams. And in years past I've seen some wolf tracks near that beaver dam. My plan today is to go there, hang a trail camera, and see if I can get a picture of a wolf. To do that, I'll be using the MSR Evo snowshoe. MSR is a powerhouse in backcountry use, and these snowshoes were made for backcountry users. MSR offers an additional 6-inch tail for deeper powder. I don't have that today, maybe only 8 inches of snow on the ground, so these are for trail use. They can be used off trail, but they're not maximum flotation. First impressions of these snowshoes, they don't seem too heavy. 4 pounds or 2 pounds each. They feel manageable here. And for these snow conditions, the flotation is just enough. You can see we don't have a lot of snow on the ground. And walking isn't too hard. All right, as you can see, it is quite the maze getting around down here in the willows. We are probably 150, 200 yards away from the creek where we saw those big tracks. So what I'm seeing down here, fight my way through this crap. What I'm seeing down here, moose tracks, coyote tracks, potentially wolf tracks, rabbit tracks. Most of the elk, all the elk have moved on by this time of year. Saw moose beds and poop. So hopefully, yeah, it's a good sign if there's moose down here, that there'll be wolves also looking for a meal. I think that's the worst of that. There's the creek. Let's see if we can find us a good place to hang this camera and capture some wildlife. Snowshoes, like I said, this is pretty powdery. They're doing awesome down here. Good flotation. Maneuvering through that thick stuff, they did well. I was looking for a spot to cross, but it looks like it gets pretty deep over on that bank. I'll keep going. All right, I am well crossed up here. I don't know if you can see that. Fighting my way through these willows. That's why I wanted to cross that creek, but there's no good spot, so I'm gonna keep struggling through this until I find that spot that had more tracks on it. And we'll set the camera up there. That's where I want to go, where all that traffic is. Here I am. It looks fairly deep here. So just another 50 yards of fighting through the willows and we'll see. Made it finally where I want to get this high traffic area. Let's see what we can see here. It's tough to tell. I'm thinking that could be deer. And then here, I don't know, that's probably coyote. It's not that big. Wolf would be a lot bigger. And oh, maybe a fisherman. Those are human tracks. So maybe I got all excited about this beat down trail, and it's just a fisherman. Well, dang it. After looking at these tracks, those were hiking boots. This was maybe just a fisherman coming in here, and I got really excited that it could have been a heavy moose trail or maybe some wolves, but I see probably dog tracks from the fisherman and his dog. What a bummer. All right, this is interesting. Where I'm at, it's almost all fly fishermen doing catch and release. I see what looks like something eating a fish here in dog-sized tracks. Very interesting. Let's see. You can see that. No, I don't think it's someone's dog. Like I said, most fishermen here do catch and release. And the tracks kind of look like they continue up there, so I don't think someone would let their dog do that. Maybe. I don't know. Let's see if we can find a good spot. We'll put a camera and see what happens. I think I want to cross here. Not too deep. Let's try it. Famous last words, right? Okay. Hey, that nice little metal edge is good. Let's see how deep we are. I've got waterproof gaiters and wool pants. Not bad. There's a low spot. Trust this ice. Hey, we made it. Yeah, there have been fishermen. There are some moose. Dog tracks. Don't know if it's coyote. Dog. Definitely not wolf. I was too optimistic with that for you guys. But the whole point, come try out these snowshoes. See how they do, have some fun. Snowshoes are awesome. This is the spot in the creek where a few years ago that beaver dam was. It's probably 4 or 5 feet tall, and I remember fishing down here, but oh well. So looking at the tracks in the snow, definitely thinking humans and dogs. Plan B, I'm going to go back to where I saw those moose tracks, moose poop. I'll put the camera there where I don't know, but not any great reason for humans to be walking around back there. Anybody know what that is? That is from a snowshoe hare. Bunny rabbit explains foxes and coyotes over here. Let's get back to where those moose were. Excuse the heavy breathing. I am not in mountain shape, not in hunting shape. Middle of January. I'm too lazy. These snowshoes in these conditions are awesome. Would I want to take them in 3 feet deep powder? Absolutely not. Don't think they'd make it. Here we are back on the moose tracks. If you guys have made it this far in the video and you like this style of gear review or me being a fool out here in the willows, let me know. I really appreciate it. We'll catch up when I'm hanging the camera, and I'll see you in a second. Here, a lot more action, a few trails coming in and out. Looks like the moose are browsing on these smaller willows. This is where all the tracks seem to be. A lot of crisscrossing back and forth. How do you know it's moose? Those big boys are how you know it's moose. All right, I like it here. There's a lot of action, some beds, a lot of fresh poop, fresh tracks in the snow. I'm gonna try and fashion our camera here. We'll see how it goes. I did bring a saw and our trail camera. So I'm gonna cut some of this stuff away. And the goal is to try and get around some of these thicker willow branches. I gotta get back to the post office before 5 o'clock, I promised my wife. We're only a mile and a half in here. Not too far. I'm gonna point the camera that way. I'm gonna try and get a bundle here. Oh shoot, this is no good. I need solar panels. I don't have any great spot to put the solar panel here, so let's move again. Look at that. Either someone else had a camera here, or a moose came by and did my work for me. Cleared a nice space. I like this for the camera. Let's try it. All right, so this camera is called the Magic Eagle 5. It's a newer trail camera. It's a really great price point. And it includes a battery and a solar panel, so you don't have to buy 10 dozen AA's. So it's either really good that I'm hanging this right where that moose was, or really stupid. Stupid if the moose comes back and tries to... I'll just show you guys how I'm getting it set up, and then I'll do my final adjustments, slap the solar panel up, and I'll do an update to see if we got anything. If you made it this far, truly thank you so much for watching. It's fun to have you along on these little adventures. Makes it feel like I'm out here with somebody and not alone. But again, thank you. If you've enjoyed it, consider subscribing, consider a like. I appreciate your time, and we'll see you on the next one.